Welcome to the Action Hero Podcast. Get ready for a daily dose of adrenaline-pumping stories told in an epic and fun way. I'm Adrian,
And I'm Julia,
your guide through the wild world of action heroes.
here to break down the tactics, the triumphs, and the tropes that make these stories so addictive.
Today, we're taking you on a wild ride with echoes of the past. Remember to rate and follow for more awesome action hero episodes.
Now,
Imagine this. A cynical detective who'd rather be anywhere but a museum gets called to a crime scene at a museum. Sounds a bit predictable, right? But trust me, that's where things get interesting.
absolutely. And it's not just any artifact that's gone missing, it's the Rosetta Stone.
Now, you might be thinking, oh, the Rosetta Stone? Isn't that just some old rock? But hold on, because this is where the story really kicks into gear.
The Rosetta Stone is way more than just an ancient relic. It's a key to unlocking ancient languages and forgotten histories. In the wrong hands, it could be incredibly dangerous.
Yeah. And speaking of wrong hands, here come the bad guys. These aren't your average clumsy museum thieves. We're talking organized, armed, and dangerous. More like a special forces unit than petty criminals.
This level of precision and force suggests something much bigger is going on here, something far beyond a simple robbery. What we're seeing are the fingerprints of a powerful and highly motivated organization.
And then we meet our hero, Dr. Evelyn Bell, a museum historian who's more Indiana Jones than dusty academic. She doesn't just stand around, she leaps into the action, grabbing an ancient ceremonial dagger to fend off the thieves.
This is a great example of what we call Chekhov's exhibit. A seemingly unimportant detail, like a prop dagger in a display case, suddenly becomes crucial to the plot. It's a reminder that in a well-crafted action story, every detail matters.
Evelyn and Detective Calloway, our cynical detective, find themselves racing through the museum, dodging bullets and even using ancient statues as shields. It's a wild ride.
It's a classic odd couple pairing, right? The jaded cop and the enthusiastic historian forced to rely on each other to survive. What stands out to you about this dynamic?
Well, I'm immediately drawn to the contrast in their personalities. The detective is all about hard facts and evidence, while the historian thrives on theories and interpretations.
Exactly. And that clash makes their forced partnership even more intriguing. It makes you wonder, how will their differences become their strengths?
Just when it seems like they're trapped, Evelyn makes a startling discovery. There's a hidden message, hieroglyphs carved into the wall. It's a clue that plunges them deeper into this mystery, leading them to a hidden world beneath the museum itself.
This is a classic eureka moment, where a seemingly insignificant detail becomes the key to unlocking the next stage of the story. But it's more than just a plot device, it's also a symbolic moment.
What do you mean?
Well, think about it. The hieroglyphs are hidden in plain sight, just like the secret world beneath the museum. It suggests that there are hidden layers of meaning and history all around us, just waiting to be uncovered.
That's a great point. And it makes you wonder, what else might be hidden beneath the surface of this story? What other secrets are waiting to be revealed?
Exactly. And that's what makes this story so captivating. It keeps you guessing, keeps you on the edge of your seat, eager to see what happens next.
So we've got a cynical detective, a brilliant historian, a stolen Rosetta Stone, and a hidden world beneath the museum. What's not to love? But I'm curious, what are your initial thoughts on the story's pacing?
The story definitely grabs your attention right from the start with the museum heist, but I think the pacing really accelerates once the Rosetta Stone is mentioned. It's a deliberate choice to hook the audience with a high-stakes mystery.
That makes sense. And I also noticed how the story uses the museum itself not just as a backdrop, but as an active part of the plot.
Right. The museum becomes this character full of hidden passageways, forgotten chambers, and potential dangers lurking around every corner. It's like a labyrinth that our heroes have to navigate.
And it's not just the setting that's captivating. The characters themselves are incredibly intriguing. Detective Calloway, with his cynicism and his clear discomfort in this world of academia and ancient artifacts, is such a fun contrast to Dr. Bell's enthusiasm. It's like he's a fish out of water.
And that discomfort is what makes their dynamic so compelling. He's forced to rely on Dr. Bell's expertise, her knowledge of history, and her ability to decipher those ancient clues. It's a reminder that sometimes the most unexpected partnerships can be the most effective.
And speaking of partnerships, their initial reluctance to work together is a classic trope that I think will resonate with our listeners. It sets the stage for some great character development and some potentially hilarious moments as they learn to rely on each other.
Absolutely. That team-up tease is a powerful tool in storytelling. It creates anticipation and leaves the audience eager to see how their relationship will evolve under pressure.
So far, I'm really enjoying the blend of action and history in this story. It's not just about explosions and car chases, it's about uncovering secrets, deciphering ancient codes, and exploring the hidden depths of history.
I agree. It's a reminder that history is full of mystery and adventure, and that even the most seemingly mundane objects can hold incredible secrets.
And it makes you realize that museums aren't just dusty old buildings. They're treasure troves of stories just waiting to be discovered.
Exactly. And in the right hands, those stories can be just as thrilling as any blockbuster action movie.
So, what are your thoughts on the thieves? Who do you think is behind this elaborate heist? They were way too organized to be just some random crooks.
That's the big question, isn't it? The story subtly hints at a much larger conspiracy. The thieves' military precision, their specific interest in the Rosetta Stone, which is more than just a historical artifact, it's a key to understanding ancient languages and cultures.
Could they be trying to manipulate history or unlock some ancient power hidden within the language itself? It sounds like something straight out of an Indiana Jones movie.
It does, doesn't it? Or perhaps a rogue government agency seeking to control knowledge or manipulate world events using the secrets of the past. The story leaves us with a lot of tantalizing possibilities.
I can't wait to see how all of these threads unravel as the story unfolds.
Me neither. This is just the beginning, and I have a feeling things are about to get a whole lot more complicated for our heroes.
Oh, I bet. This is going to be good.
Definitely buckle up. It's like they walked right out of a Mission Impossible movie. So precise, so efficient. It's almost like they had insider knowledge of the museum's layout and security systems.
Right, like how did they even know about that hidden passage behind the sarcophagus? That was crazy.
It really makes you think, doesn't it? There has to be more to this than meets the eye.
Okay, so back to our heroes, Dr. Bell and Detective Calloway. They're now trapped in this secret labyrinth beneath the museum, right? What do you think they'll find down there?
Who knows? Maybe ancient catacombs, a secret society's headquarters, or even a portal to another dimension. The possibilities are endless with this kind of setup. It's like they've stepped into a whole other world.
I can already picture the dusty tunnels, the flickering torches, the eerie silence, broken only by the sound of their footsteps, echoing through the darkness.
And of course, the inevitable booby traps. You know, no secret passage is complete without a few surprises along the way.
Oh man, I bet those booby traps will really test their teamwork and trust in each other.
Absolutely. They'll need to rely on each other's strengths to survive and escape this underground maze. The detective's instincts and the historian's knowledge will be put to the ultimate test.
What do you think about the message they found? Do you have any theories about what it could mean?
Well, those hieroglyphs are definitely a clue. But to what? It could be a warning, a map, or even a coded message left by the thieves themselves. It's all very mysterious and adds another layer of suspense to the story.
I'm hooked, and I love how the story blends action, history, and mystery. It's like a perfect cocktail for an adrenaline-pumping adventure.
Exactly. It's not just about explosions and car chases. It's about uncovering secrets, deciphering ancient codes, and exploring the hidden depths of the past.
It's Indiana Jones meets National Treasure with a dash of the Da Vinci Code. What's not to love?
Speaking of loving this story, what do you make of Dr. Bell? She's not your typical action hero, but she's certainly holding her own against those thugs.
She's amazing. I love her quick thinking, her resourcefulness, and her passion for history. She's proof that you don't need to be a muscle-bound brawler to be a hero.
She's the perfect foil to the jaded detective, wouldn't you say? Her enthusiasm and optimism are a breath of fresh air amidst all the cynicism and danger.
Totally. Their dynamic is one of the best parts of the story. They're constantly challenging and surprising each other, and their forced partnership is leading to some hilarious moments.
It's like they're two pieces of a puzzle that fit perfectly together. They need each other's unique skills and perspectives to solve this mystery and survive this crazy adventure.
I can't wait to see how their relationship develops as the story progresses. Will they start to respect and even like each other? Or will their differences ultimately tear them apart?
Now that's the question, and it's a question that keeps us on the edge of our seats, eager to discover what happens next. And you know what else I think is really cool about this whole setup? It kind of makes you think about museums in a whole new way. Like we usually think of them as, these quiet places for, learning and appreciating the past. But in this story, the museum becomes this dynamic setting, almost like another character itself.
Yeah, it's like those old adventure movies where the heroes explore ancient tombs and lost cities.
Yeah.
Except this time, it's all happening right under our noses in a place we might actually visit.
Exactly. It adds this element of familiarity, but also danger. Like, what if those seemingly harmless exhibits are actually hiding something sinister?
Yeah, what if every museum visitor is unknowingly walking past secret passageways and ancient booby traps?
That's what makes this story so much fun. It takes something ordinary like a museum and turns it into this extraordinary place full of mystery and adventure. It makes you want to go exploring and see what you can uncover.
Speaking of uncovering mysteries, I'm still dying to know who's behind this whole Rosetta Stone heist. The story's been hinting at a larger conspiracy, but we still don't know who the real mastermind is.
Right. Is it a secret society trying to rewrite history? A rogue government agency seeking to control knowledge? Or maybe even some ancient evil lurking in the shadows? The possibilities are endless.
Oh, ancient evil. Now that's a twist I didn't see coming, but it would definitely explain their interest in the Rosetta Stone. Like maybe they need it to unlock some ancient power or prophecy.
Exactly. It all ties back to the idea that knowledge is power, and whoever controls that knowledge can control the world. That's a pretty heavy theme for an action story, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, but it's handled really well. Doesn't feel preachy or overbearing. It just adds another layer of depth and intrigue to the plot. And it makes you think about the responsibility that comes with knowledge.
Yeah.
Like, how would you use that power if you had it?
That's a great question. And it's one that I think everyone should ask themselves. Because in the end, knowledge without wisdom can be just as dangerous as any weapon.
Well said. So, where do we go from here? Our heroes are trapped in a labyrinth beneath the museum, facing unknown dangers and racing against time to stop a conspiracy that could change the world. It's a classic cliffhanger ending that leaves us wanting more.
Exactly. And that's the mark of a truly great action story. It keeps you on the edge of your seat until the very end and leaves you craving the next chapter. I don't know about you, but I'm already hooked on Echoes of the Past.
Me too. It's a wild blend of action, history, mystery, and just plain fun. And hey, if you're as hooked as we are, don't forget to rate and follow the Acid Action Hero podcast for more adrenaline-pumping stories told in an epic and fun way. We'll be back tomorrow with another thrilling adventure. Until then, keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep those imaginations running wild.